Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract, Bodyguard Mania, Villa and Church, set in Sapienza and supplied to us today by Nico in the Drip. So moving on to our briefing, so far in the story, Gert and Fresh Meat haven't hit any hardships. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the mansion security. We'll be bringing with us 2 breaching charges and a Seeker 1. So right from the start and off the bat, I've had a lot of trouble with this, and this so far is the only method I've found that remotely works for me. So we're going to be doing quite a lot of running around and setup first of all. So the first thing we're going to do is hide behind this wall, wait for the guard in the security office to finish his cigarette before shooting our first target in the back with our Seeker 1. He is going to get sick and he is going to make his way to Francesca's office bathroom, and we are going to get there ahead of him. We're going to go up and over the roof so that we can come through the small office room door from the other side, as it's locked from the other side, and then we can use that room as storage for our guard here. So we're going to grab the bust from the desk there as well, and that will come in handy rather shortly. So eventually our first target will join us in the office, and when he does, we can then pounce on him. We're going to render him unconscious, collect up the gun that he drops, that will also come in handy later on, and we're going to deposit him off into the little side room here. So this will be our storage room for a couple of our targets. So once we have him safely stored up, we're going to select our bust and we're going to stand just beside the doors here. And in about a minute's time, Francesca and her bodyguard will join us. Her bodyguard is also one of our targets. So once that door closes, we're going to launch the bust at Francesca so that she doesn't see anything untoward, and then we're going to pounce on our target and render him unconscious. We're going to deposit him in the side room along with his colleague before we tidy up in the main office area. So we just want to put them so that their heads are close together. It's not good enough, I don't think. Just give them a little nudge. That looks much better. We're going to place a breaching charge down between both of their heads, and they are all set up ready for later on. So as I said, we're going to tidy up the rest of the room as well, just in case anyone comes looking for Francesca. So we're going to deposit her in the crate provided, and then we're going to tidy up the rest. We'll grab that gun, we can leave everything else, and we can then move on. So our next 2 guards, or our next 2 targets, are Silvio Caruso's bodyguards. So we're going to make our way down to the ground floor, stopping along the way in the observatory to grab the VHS tape. And we're going to deposit the VHS tape into the VHS player, which will call Silvio Caruso and his 2 bodyguards to the observatory. Now it turns out that when I do this, they are literally just outside the door, and I have just enough room to get myself hidden other than getting spotted. So we're just going to head down to the ground floor. We're going to make our way into the observatory room and place the VHS tape into the VHS player, which will then call Silvio Caruso and his 2 guards into the area. As you can see, it just got in the box as they open the door. So Silvio's going to dismiss his 2 guards, and when they leave the area, we're going to then pounce onto Silvio Caruso, and we're going to get him into the box that we are currently hiding in, and we can then deal with the 2 bodyguards. So they're leaving as we speak. So we're just just going to let the door close ahead of us there, and then we're going to jack in the box. We're going to deal with Silvio Caruso, and where is he? He's over by the screen here. There you are, sir. So we're going to render him unconscious. We're going to hide him in the crate provided, and we're going to use this area to render at least one of his bodyguards unconscious. We do have just enough time, judging by the position of everybody, to render the first guard, the one outside Francesca's bedroom, unconscious. So I'm just making sure that the patrolling guard who also frequents this area is not around. We're going to render our guard unconscious. We're going to collect up the gun that he drops, and we're going to deposit him on the floor in Francesca's bedroom. We're then going to make our way back into the observatory room. So here is the patrolling guard I mentioned. Now he's going to stand around for a little while, but after a few moments he will turn around and play with his phone, and he will have his back to us, and we will be able to make our way past him and into the observatory. So there he goes. We're just going to let him get fully turned around. We're going to make our way into the observatory room, close the door behind us. We're then going to hide ourselves behind a large cardboard box, and in a few moments our other target, the other guard, will make his way into this room and begin looking for Silvio Caruso, and we are going to intercept him before he discovers our other guard, his colleague, on the floor in Francesca's bedroom. So once he comes in, we're going to close the doors behind him very quickly, get behind our target and render him unconscious. We're going to collect up the gun that he drops just in case anyone comes looking for him, and we're going to deposit him in Francesca's bedroom along with his colleague, our other target. So we are almost done with all of the setup. So just like we did upstairs, we're going to position these two with their heads together. That's pretty good, but there is an arm in the way and I don't trust that. So we're just going to give him a bit more of a nudge. That will do nicely. We're going to deposit the second breaching charge between their heads. That will also do nicely there. And then we can move on to our fifth and final target, who is a bodyguard for the scientist, the researcher down in the church. So we have a bit of a journey ahead of us. So we're just going to head straight down out of the observatory, through the kitchens, and collect up the key card that lets us out the back door into the harbour area. And then we're going to head straight over to the church. We're going to select one of our picked up loose pistols along the way, and we're just going to drop that just in front of all of the pews so that someone spots that. And while that is being spotted, someone will alert our target, the bodyguard in the church, to its presence, and he will bring it away to the morgue where the nearest weapons locker is located. We're going to get there ahead of him and render the mortician unconscious. We're going to take the key that he drops and allows us into the cold storage room, and we're going to deposit him in the chest freezer provided. So there is our target currently collecting the weapon. He's going to bring it along to this particular room, and all we're going to do is wait right here, and he will come straight over to us. And at this point we're going to do quite a few things in a very short amount of time. So we're going to render our target unconscious. We're going to quickly take his outfit, and then we're going to give him a gentle neck massage. And as soon as we've done that, we are going to trigger both of our breaching charges before changing outfit back to the mansion security. So one neck massaged, one breaching charge detonated, two breaching charge detonated, and we can now change back into our other outfit, and we will now be able to make our way to the nearby pier exit where we have a speedboat awaiting for us. If you keep the bodyguard outfit on, the bodyguards at the foot of the stairs leading to the church will be enforcers. So it's just much easier if we change back into the mansion security outfit. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and once we get back out into international waters and out of Sapienza, we will get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives to worry about, and in turn that gains us a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.